Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the task flow in Fabric. So let's understood what is mean by task, what is mean by task flow, and how you can set up the task flow in Fabric workspace. Okay, so in every workspace, you can create only one task flow. You cannot have more than one. And let's understood how to set up this, but before that we should understood what is the task flow. So it is a workspace feature. What it does, it will enable you to visualize the flow of work in your workspace. Okay, so if I come, let me open the workspace here. Okay, so this is my Fabric workspace. All wherever you see the diamond kind of icon. So that is Fabric workspace. But if I go to the non-Fabric workspace, here I'll come. Okay. So this workspace is blank. Okay. So here you will get the option to create a task flow. But when I click on this, I will say this. Okay. And then when I say this, just for an example, okay, so what message it gives me? Upgrade to a free Microsoft Fabric trial, meaning to create a data flow. Okay, so all these things. So what you need is you need to use the Fabric workspace first of all. Then I'll come to this. Okay, this is what my Fabric workspace, right? And if I create a data flow, okay. So I'll pick the pre-designed task flows as a general and I'll select this. So here you will be able to see this is a kind of template for you, and this gives the idea about your workspace items workflow. So here, this is what it differs, meaning the task flow help you to understand how the items in your workspace are related and works together in uh, meaning to make the complete transition from raw data to visualization and machine learning and all everything. Okay, and then it makes easier for you to navigate the workspace. Even as it becomes more complex over times, meaning if your workspace has more number of items, then it may be okay. But what it does, it standardize your team's work and keep your design and development work in sync to boost the team's collaboration and efficiency. Okay, so what Fabric does, as I said, Fabric provides a range of predefined end-to-end task flow. So I picked one task flow that is general, right? So if I go here and if I go to the select task flow, meaning in add preview, this is the ad, this is under a preview, but yes, this will be later, it will be a permanent. So these many types of pre-designed task flows. General is there, basic data analytics, then data analytics using SQL analytics endpoints, then Medallion, event analytics, Lambda, meaning to process the batch and real-time data in one process, one data process flow. Right. So like this, they have defined, predefined, but you can create your own. Okay, you can create your one. So here required workload. So you can have the data engineering, data factory, all these things in your required item types. You can have all these types of item types in your workspace to create this. So based on the workspace, you can define, meaning what is happening in your workspace. That is what you can simply define here, so that very easily you will be able to understood from where the data is coming, from where the or in which tool, which kind of transformations you have used, and then where the data is flowing in the next step. So this all these are tasks. Okay, so this task, then there is something called a connector. So all these tasks are connected to each other. So we will dive deeply how to create that and all in this. So in a Fabric, task flow refer to an automated sequence of tasks or activities. So in pipeline, we say that that is kind of activity, but here we will say that is kind of task. So that are executed in specific order to streamline and automate complex. See, here we are not going to perform. Okay, like pipeline, we are not going to run this and all. Nothing is going to. But here, first, what you are doing, you are getting the data from somewhere else. You will define that. Then you are storing the data into the data warehouse or lake house. So wherever you are storing the data, you will store that kind of information will be aligned with this task. And this is just this will work like activity like or this task will work like a filter for your workspace items. So I'll show you that. Okay. Then in Fabric, obviously, Azure Data Factory, Power BI, Synapse, other and offering capabilities for the building data pipeline. So this like pipeline, you will not be able to. You can view this. You cannot run all these things from here, right? So basic concepts in the task flow is first one is task flow. It is a collection of connected tasks that represent the relationship in a process. Whatever the process you are following, it will present the relationship or the collection of processes if there are many. Okay. To complete an end-to-end data solution. This is just a visual representation of your end-to-end data solution. That is nothing but task flow. This is what we can define. A workspace has one task flow, meaning you can create only one task flow in a workspace. Right. Then you can either build it from scratch or use one of the Fabric predefined task flow. So predefined, we saw, okay, if you want to remove all this, you will delete all this and I'll delete this. Okay, this is, and then from here, you can pick one by one, all the kinds of items and all, right? So here, not from there. So that is just to create a Fabric items from add a task. I will say get data. So you can create your customized task flow also. Okay, this is what I did. Again, add and then go to the store data. So like this, and then since these two activities are there, then I would like to add the connector. So connector between the task is okay. Store to store this happen. That's why. Let me change the task type to get data, right? And then I will go to the connector. So get data is first, store is second, and this is how you can define your own customized task flow. Right. Task is a unit of process in task flow. This is what the get data is one task, store is another task. And connectors we saw that just visual representation of arrows that how your workflow works. Right. So these are the basic concepts of task flow. Then like this, we saw one image, even we selected one predefined template, and even you will be able to define this kind of things, right? So next is typical outline. So what first you need to bring the data first, right? So for that, what we will do, we will perform the data injection. We'll perform ETL operation using the data flow. We will inject the data into the lakehouse or warehouse or by any other tool. From that, you can inject the data. Okay, by performing the ETL operation or ELT operation as per requirement. Then you will do data transformation, processing, and all. Then data enrichment and machine learning, meaning if you want to extract the new features, feature is nothing but like a column from the raw data, you will be able to do that. If you want to train the model, you will be able to apply the machine learning algorithms. Okay, so these kinds of things you can do typically in task flow. Then model deployment, and next is visualization. So you can visualize once your data is ready, you will be able to visualize and meaning creates the reports and all on this data. Then automation and monitoring, you will be able to monitor whatever the activities you have performed. Okay. And then governance and security. So data access management, you can do audit logs. You can meaning that will get performed automatically. Okay. Then data governance, that is just to ensure the data quality compliance and lineage tracking. So I'll show you what is lineage and all. Okay, so maintenance and optimization. This is the last task in data flow, right? Then how you can set up. Okay, so let's understand first this view. Okay, so if you don't want to create data flow, you can hide this window like this. If you want to open, you can click this, click on this double arrow. You can hide and then open, right, like this. So by default, whatever the items we are seeing in this is in the form of list view. If you want to see the lineage view, you will be able to see the lineage view of workspace items. Right? You can change the view of your workspace items. So how the data is coming from web that will get stored. Meaning that will flow through the online sales data flow. It will get stored inside the this lake house inline sales. Right. This is like your task flow. Right? So here also you will get, but if you want to define your own in the list flow, you will be able to, sorry, in the list view, you will be able to define using the task flow. Right. So this is the canvas. Here you can add tasks. That's what we saw. Right. So first one, we list view selectors, then task flow canvas where you can add the task. Then task flow detail pane here. So if you create the task flow, if you select the, so get started with the task flow. So this is the detail pane. Here you will be able to see the list of tasks and all. Then resize bar, you can resize the bar by simply scrolling up and down. Then show and hide task flow. So that is possible by using this arrows. So show and hide taskbar is performed by using that. Then list items. So all the items list are listed here. So this is a list of items. But here you can see that task. This option in your workspace must be blank, like hyphen. And this is what we have to add here. Right? Great. So what you can do is you can start with the predefined task flow. That is fine. If I scroll this, okay, in the canvas, not okay. I started with this. Okay, this is the there. So once I started to customize the task flow, that options are gone. Let me delete this. So now I'll start with the general, but you will be able to edit. Basically, this has the 9+ tasks. Okay. So if you want to delete task flow, you can delete it from here. So list of tasks you can see. So now my intention is to assign the task or to assign the item to this task. If you want to create a new item to get the data, you can select new item. You will be able to see the list of items that support the get data. Right. So you will be able to assign the task to these items. But here in my case, I am not going to create new item. Instead of this, there is a one kind of attachment icon. Here, if you click, so assign a previously created item, right? So here, what I will do is, so this is a pipeline. I am not interested in pipeline. Okay. So to get the data, this is what the item I have, and I assigned one item to the get data. If you have multiples, you will be able to select the multiples. I selected only once, but data flow gen 2. Okay, I am assigning multiples, right? So two items I assigned to this. I'm not using, okay, so if you select the specific task here, it shows the mirror data, meaning what you will be able to edit these names and all by clicking on this edit, and even you can have your own description. Okay, let's not edit this, and task type you can change from here, right? And typically you will be able to see the this, meaning if you want to perform the real time analysis, you can use this mirror task and all. So what it says, a mirror Azure Databricks catalog mirror database. So this is basically used for the to replicate your data from any location to one lake in near real time, right? Near real time. For the real time analysis purpose, we use this. But in my case, this is not required, so I will delete that. Just click on the task and then press the delete button, or you will be able to delete from here also, right? So now once I get the data, I connected to the data. Where I'll store the data? Obviously, I'll store the data into the lake house, warehouse, event house, or sample warehouse, or data mart, right? So these are the options to store the data. So instead of this, meaning creating a new, I'll select the existing one. So this is, let's say, my, this is what my storage, right? I'm not going to analyze and train the data. I'm not going to work on this develop activity or develop task. I'm not going to perform any kind of preparation. But yes, once my, okay, this is not required. And let's disconnect that. Distribute is not required. I'm not performing those activities here or those tasks here. So why should I keep that? So this is like my customized task flow, right? So I would like to make the connection between these two. So I will go to the add preview. From here, I'll pick the connector. Then task is store, and then from store to this is right. So here I will select the items, meaning reports in which I'm visualizing the data. So this is what my report, right? So here I would like to assign the visualize item, right? So this is how I have created a task flow, okay? And if I click on this get data, so you can see here all my get data tasks are filtered automatically. If I click on the store, so all the items I used or I added or I assigned to this task are listed down here. So you will be able to quickly see from where the data is, meaning in which location the data is stored, right? And then in which report the data, meaning what and all number of reports are there. You can assign multiple items. You can create new reports if you want. So everything is, you are just defining here, right? So this is about the task flow. So you can define the task flow. Then we saw how to add tasks. We saw how to edit the name and description of the task. If you select this, you will be able to edit this. So instead of this get data, I would like to say, okay, collect, or I will say import data. So you can say as you wish. Okay, so this will be import data. As per your convenience, you will be able to name this. Okay, you can change the task types. If I go here in the types, I am able to select the new tasks just to change. Then in arrange task, what we add connectors, we will be able to delete the connectors. So the way we can add the connector from here and then going to the connector and all. So you can simply select the connector, and then from here you will be able to delete this. If you want to swap, change the connector, you will be able to change this direction will be changed. This is just a view. It is not going to work in the same, it is not going to change the sequence of your workflow, right? Then you will be able to delete the task. If you want to delete the task, select the task and then go to this delete the task. Assign item or create new. So you will, by clicking on this new item, you will be able to create a new item for the task. Or if you want to assign existing, you will be able to click on this button. You will be get an option to select the existing items to assign to that specific task. Unassignment. Okay. So now if I come here, I don't want to use the SQL Analytics point here. Okay. So you will, if I select this, so I have three store items, right? So I don't want to use this. So let me select this SQL Analytics point. I don't want. Okay. So this comes default. Okay. This comes default with this lake house. I need to, but let's say you have selected a multiple storages. You can select this. Even here, you will be able to select the semantic models also. Okay, so this is also, so my data is getting stored here. So now if I select this item, I am able to unassign from the task. So that can be done. Edit task flow, we will be able to delete task flow. So click on the canvas and then go to this. So this is the edit option to edit the task flow name and all. If you want to delete the task flow, you can delete the task flow. So I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.